This is Susie Berger with Boulder Child Whisperer, and today we're going to talk about the balance of control with toddlers. When toddlers are misbehaving, it is often due to an imbalance of control. Either the child has too much control or the parent has too much control. Let's look at two examples. If the toddler has too much control, then they feel wild and don't know what their boundaries are. This will cause them to misbehave even more. One example of this is when the toddler requests something ridiculous and they get it. If your child requests something like that their sandwich has to be in separate parts, and if any of the parts are touching, then they won't eat it, and if a seed is on the bread, then they need a new slice of bread, and if the bread is the wrong consistency, and on and on and on. You know what I'm talking about, right? When that happens, the child has too much control and no one will be happy. Have you ever noticed that even when all the requests were met, the child still isn't happy? Yep, it's because they have too much control. It is important to set boundaries and let the child know what is okay and what isn't okay. You can say, "Here's your sandwich. You're welcome to eat it, but you don't have to." Or, "We can't throw things inside the house. Let's go outside." Or, "The blue cup is dirty today. We can use it tomorrow." Or even, "I'm sorry, but no." On the other side of the scale are the children who don't have enough control. If they feel powerless, then they have to misbehave to get some power back. Again, there are a ton of examples of when the child doesn't have enough control, but one common example is when a parent is barking orders at their child. "Sit down. Don't touch. Be quiet. Get down. Don't do that. No, 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 no." Each one of those orders takes a bit of control away from the child that the child will have to earn back, usually in the form of a tantrum. We aren't looking at the whole picture when we're ordering our children around all day long. They are doing each one of those things, touching, climbing, yelling, running, for a purpose. If we can find out what the purpose is and ask for input from the child, then we don't take as much power away from our toddlers. For example, if a child is climbing up a rock fireplace, their purpose isn't to get into trouble or to get hurt. Their purpose is to explore and use their body. But they happen to be climbing where they shouldn't be climbing. So you can take complete control and say, "Get down." Or you can give them some control back and say, "We can't climb the fireplace inside. Where else would you like to climb?" Or, "We can't climb the fireplace. Would you like to play outside?" If you take complete control, the child will need to get some back, and that's usually in the form of a tantrum. But if you give them some control while keeping some yourself, then you have a balance of control, and the misbehavior slowly dissipates. So to recap, on one side, the extreme is that the child has all the control, and on the other side, the extreme is that the parent has all the control. Both of these extremes result in unhappy families and misbehavior in your toddler. So finding the balance in the middle is your goal. It isn't easy, but it is important to remember that you as the parent need to set limits while understanding where the child is coming from and asking them for some input about what to do next. It sounds like a lot to ask of a toddler and oftentimes of a parent, but this is the age of independence and they will thrive when given the chance to contribute. Don't worry if you can't find that balance right away. It takes time, and you are already on the right path.